Hello summoners and welcome back to another video of our series EB24 Campus. I'm Whitebeard and today we'll be taking a look at top lane. We'll be breaking down how a Grandmaster top laner won his lane in a dominating fashion and a perfect KDA in low diamond elo through a series of objectives and tasks that he committed himself to. Now in this game, he's playing as a Fiora up against a Wukong. In the jungle, there's an Elise up against Olaf. In the mid lane, there's a Cassiopeia up against a Victor. And in the bot lane, we have a Misfortune Nami up against a Janjana. We need to know what kind of priorities and what kind of objectives he'd look for. Once the game starts, we notice that he runs straight to the river bush to deny Olaf any chance of getting vision inside it. And once the Olaf drops a ward at 51 seconds, he immediately attacks it with the help of Cassiopeia and denies him vision one more time. Then he starts hovering between the river entrance and the river bush to make sure that he covers both points and spot any enemy trying to place any wards. And since nothing happens, he hits to the tribush looking for an early cheese if Wukong comes. But Wukong appears to be in the lane, which means that Olaf started from the bottom side of the map and pathing towards top lane. This gives him a free window to be aggressive till minute 3 mark, since from minute 3 all the way to 350 is the usual window for full clearers to have a ganking potential top lane. So anyway, he heads back to the lane and quickly attacks the first minion wave, and so does the Wukong. Wukong uses Q to attack the minion wave, which has a higher cooldown than Fiora's Q. Accordingly, Fiora starts moving to the middle of the crashing waves. Once Wukong heads back to Fiora, Fiora baits his Q, and he is forced to use it on a minion. So Fiora takes a small trade to force his own blading and get level 2 immediately. See, he will get level 2 immediately after the first wave, and that's because of the ward he took. Usually in solo lanes like top lane and mid, you need a full wave and one minion from the following wave. However, in this case, after taking down a ward, even just by using 2 stacks off of it, it gives you experience enough to get level 2 after the first wave. And because of that, he looks immediately for a fight since he knows that Wukong still needs one minion to get level 2. He queues to hit a vital, he hits one auto and positions behind him to both deny him an exit and to find an opening for the next vital. And once he does connect to it, Wukong quickly realizes that he has to get level 2 if he has any chances of survival. So he walks up to take the low caster minion in the back of the minion wave. He gets level 2 and immediately levels up W and uses it. Now at this point, Fiora predicts the W on Wukong's side and starts walking towards his tower. And once he has vision on him, he throws a W to hit a vital and slow him down. He Qs and uses an auto, grabs another auto while Wukong is forced to flash. Then he flashes after him, giving him the killing blow. Now looking at the wave, it's slow pushing towards the Wukong. And since it's still too early in the game, the respawn time for Wukong is very low. And if he tried to push this wave, the Wukong would TP and freeze this wave. So he decides to recall. He buys boots, a long sword, and he TPs back to the lane. And he notices that Elise is invading the top side of the jungle. So he decides to immediately shove the lane for 2 reasons. Number 1, to cover for Elise in case a fight breaks out in the jungle. Number 2, to roam in the river and cover for the scuttle crab that we discussed before. So anyway, Elise decides to gank mid lane successfully and contest then afterwards on the scuttle crab, which our top laner is covering. And then they collapse on Olaf since he's alone. His mid laner died, his top laner is under the tower catching up for the lost experience. Accordingly, he hits back to the top lane and looks to contest on the wave. And when the Wukong makes the mistake of contesting on the wave, Fiora immediately trades with him while knowing he will win that trade, due to the lower cooldown and also the item advantage that he has. He takes down his bone plating and sets up a dive under the tower using small trades. Unluckily, the Wukong insists on contesting the wave to keep a state of freeze, which Fiora capitalizes on and forces a fight to kill the Wukong. He then shoves the wave onto the tower to deny him CS and recalls. He buys upbladed steel caps and a cloth of armor to assert the dominance in lane. He then immediately looks for a fight once he goes back into the lane. And then luckily the jungler shows up to confirm the kill. Then he forces a state of freeze in the top lane. Now at this point, with less than 6 minutes on the clock, he secured himself a daunting 1,150 gold lead, 3 kills, 1 assist. He then carries out with the same performance for the rest of the game, closing it at 15 minutes mark with 10 kills and 3 assists, and also 141 CS. Now that goes to show you guys, it's never about which lane can carry best, but it's about which player can carry best. The amount of details put in the gameplay of challengers and grandmasters, it's out of this world. We all need to learn how to put that focus and all these details into shape. Now, I wish you enjoyed this video, and be sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe, and tune in for more upcoming videos. This was Whitebeard out.